Ricciardo ought to have the grip. Will he have the straight line speed? He should have the grip under braking if he can get anywhere near Hamilton. Hamilton should be struggling, I'd have thought, to defend a lunge in terms of tyre grip. But will he get anywhere near enough to lunge him?
There's the difference between Ricciardo and Hamilton then over the last 4 laps, 0.8 of a second. Hamilton was 0.4 of a second quicker than Alonso at the end of lap 60. We're on lap 61. Here goes Nico Rosberg again. Has to move on to the marbles. Felipe Massa saw him coming, looked in his mirrors, thought, no, I just can't defend this. Rosberg's on fresher tyres, and away goes Rosberg now and up into 4th place. So 4th place, he'll get 12 points. Hamilton at the moment scoring 18. The gap will be 8 points in the championship going into Spa, as we see once again Rosberg on Raikkonen.
Unless Alonso has to pit, that's as far as he's going to get to 4th place, but he's pumping in some very fast times now, Nico Rosberg. Now he's got some clear air. He's 26 seconds off the lead. He could be very close to whoever finishes 3rd. He'll be very, very close to them. And to say if Alonso pits, he could even be 3rd.
Meanwhile, the top 3, here they come. The 3 wise men following a star. It's Alonso from Hamilton, from Ricciardo. As they cross the line now, the top 3 separated by 1.4 seconds. DRS is available. The gap opens up for both Hamilton and for Ricciardo. And through turn 1 they go, down towards turn 2. Doesn't look like either Hamilton or Ricciardo close enough to make a move here, so Ted, down to you.
Yeah, I've just popped into the Ferrari garage. They are multo excited. What they told me is that, look, we're not fighting for the championship. We don't care. We're going to stay out and try and win this thing. I don't think he's going to manage it, but if anyone can, Fernando can.
Yeah, the only man, of course, to win the dry Hungarian Grand Prix from outside the top 4 was a Ferrari driver, Nigel Mansell, from P12 in 1989. Jenson Button won a wet Hungarian Grand Prix from outside the top 10. P14 he was then.
So just use higher RPM, shorter gears. Use higher RPM, shorter gears.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's fine, Lewis. We're just going to manage it like this. We're good on fuel, so you may as well do it.
Going to manage what?
Yes, shorter gears. So don't use the torque of the engine so much. Use pull down an extra gear and use the revs rather than the torque. If he's got a warm gearbox or something like that, if you just want to stay out of the peak torque of the engine delivery. Ricciardo's looking best placed, I'd say, at the moment to take this.
Yeah, he's a lot closer to Hamilton around that final corner this time around. Got the DRS, giving him that speed advantage, less drag down the straight, but the straight's not long enough, is it, for Daniel Ricciardo? Alonso going a little wide there into to turn 1.
What a nose that Mercedes has got on it. What a front end. Oh, not often you can get a car into that white line. Look at it again in turn 2.
Okay, remember you can't hold the overtake. Battery is good.
And Hamilton a little bit closer, I think, to Fernando Alonso at this moment. Not close enough to do a repeat of the move on Jean-Eric Vergne at the top of the hill. But they were separated by 1.1 seconds, the top 3, when they crossed the line the last time around. And that's just reduced.
Oh, he's
now,
gone over the chicane. He maintains the lead. He gained a little bit, actually. If he's smart, he'll back off a little bit. Just let them close back up.
Which is exactly what happened in Canada with that final chicane. And when Nico Rosberg went over it and said in the first sector of the next lap, he did back off. Let's see it again.
Not often you see Fernando making a mistake, puts his arm up in the air and says, okay, I'm lifting.
Yeah, well, calculated, thought it through, but under pressure, I think, here as well. And is Hamilton under pressure once more from Ricciardo?
Fernando gained advantage.
Yeah, copy that, Lewis. We saw it.
Did he gain an advantage? Nothing from the stewards so far on that one. Hamilton gaining on Fernando Alonso. Tantalisingly, a couple of car lengths too much behind, but he then locks up. And does that then get Ricciardo a little more interested on this particular occasion? Running on board with the Red Bull now. Down towards turn 2 we go. Once more, Ricciardo just can't seem to find an opening, can't seem to get close enough just to prize an opening maybe on Lewis Hamilton. as Nico Rosberg sets the fastest lap of the race. He's only 17.5 seconds now behind this lot, but gaining at 2.5 seconds a lap.
He is. So he'll be there. He'll be right with them at the end. Right with them, if not before.
Little quartet dancing towards the checkered flag, maybe. At the moment, it's a trio.
Alonso could reverse this lot into Rosberg at the very end of the race.
So here we go then. Fernando Alonso leads Lewis Hamilton, leads Daniel Ricciardo. Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull into turn 12, under braking, 170 miles an hour, and sixth gear down towards that second gear corner. And Fernando Alonso once more goes just that little bit wider through the penultimate turn, the hairpin at turn 13. Now such a long corner to get onto the main straight, so difficult to follow closely the car in front, but Ricciardo seems a lot closer to Lewis Hamilton once again, but that Mercedes power advantage is serving Hamilton well, as a car length between Hamilton and Ricciardo under braking.
And we know from last Sunday, Ricciardo is not shy of sticking up the inside of a world champion in terms of into a slow corner.
Around the outside this time, Hamilton locks up, Ricciardo goes round the outside. It is a very long way round, and it just lets Lewis Hamilton off the hook for this particular occasion. But Ricciardo that time around, forget the inside, I'm going to try and take him by surprise, and it almost paid off.
Wow. Let's keep an eye on Rosberg. He just took.
So just keep this pace up, you'll catch the top three at the end.
You certainly will. At that rate, you'll catch them before the end.
3.3 seconds he was faster on that particular lap than Daniel Ricciardo, the guy in front of him.
Wow. So 6 to go, including this one. That gives him 18 seconds, and he's 15 behind. Rosberg will be right on them. Ricciardo will be getting that message soon as well. He'll be seeing it on his pit board anyway. He knows he needs to clear the Mercedes ASAP.
Fernando Alonso pitted on lap 39 for those tyres that he's got on. Daniel Ricciardo pitted on lap 55 for those tyres that he's got on, the soft compound tyres. Hamilton pitted on lap 40 for the medium tyres. Ricciardo has got the fresher rubber, but can he find now a fresh opportunity to get past once more? He's under braking, heavy braking zone, 1 of 4 on this track. They turn right-handed and continue the descent down towards turn 2, and oh, lo and behold, we have Danny Kvyat, a back marker, coming up on the scene. Hamilton locks up again. He's put a flat spot through that front left, almost allowed Ricciardo the opportunity.
And he's pinched in turn 3. He'll be a little bit slow through turn 3. Ricciardo can't do anything with it.
And just working out Hamilton when to attack, when to defend, how to keep the guy behind him as long as he can.
Alonso's fast enough in the right place, which is the final corner. Hamilton's got an amazing front end on that Mercedes, but he can't do anything with it because Alonso's getting off the corner too quickly.
Fernando Alonso, Ferrari taking that gamble on the tyres to stay out when others pitted behind the safety car to promote him up, give him track position. It's paying off at the moment.
And I think there's very few drivers in the world that could actually take that concept and do something with it, like Fernando Alonso.
Ted, down to you.
Mercedes on the radio telling Lewis Hamilton to go to a special setting on the steering wheel to defend or attack.
So shift beyond the tone, so use the revs. Shift beyond the tone, use the revs.
Use everything you can. They're telling him how to defend and how to stay ahead, hopefully, of Ricciardo, and how to attack Alonso. Great driving from Alonso.
It's been pretty stellar driving all round. Tough conditions at the start of this race. Ricciardo has led this race.
Hamilton's slow out of turn 1.
Very much, and he keeps locking up into turn 2. This is going to be crucial. Moves over to try and defend and force Ricciardo the long way round once again, and it was the right move. But now Ricciardo's got the inside line, and down into turn 3, Lewis Hamilton's brave defence of second place comes to an end, and Ricciardo, once forced wide, realised he had the inside line next time around and made it count for him. He's gone from 3rd to 2nd. Can he now chase after Alonso and take a second win of the season?
So the next thing we're going to see, well, let's see this replay first. Hamilton was very slow off turn 1, and through turn 2 he's wide. Look at this, he's so wide, but he's got the traction on those tyres to do something with it. Hamilton couldn't respond. He was an acute angle up close inside on the turn 2, and You just saw Ricciardo open the steering wheel, open the car up, and then get the traction. So now when Rosberg catches the pack, it'll be Hamilton he catches. That's going to be interesting.
There'll be no team orders this time around, and he will be on much fresher tyres, of course, will Nico Rosberg, who at the end of the last lap was 8.2 seconds behind his teammate, but he's lapping about 3 seconds faster, so he will join this pack at one stage. 3 laps to go then. We're on board with the man in second place. And he's now looking at Fernando Alonso, and down the inside goes Daniel Ricciardo. Alonso tries to fight, but he just hasn't got the traction out of turn 2. And Ricciardo once more leads this Hungarian Grand Prix, and now in the box seat with 3 laps remaining to take another Formula One win.
Well, he rehearsed that a few times last weekend, didn't he? That was from a long way back as well. He's got the extra grip, but did he have some confidence on that brake pedal? Incredible.
As the bug hit the camera lens, it was like swatting a fly for Daniel Ricciardo. Out of my way, I want to win this race. He was told a while back, you know, you can win this. He knew it as well, bided his time. But look, there's Rosberg. You can see him in the background gaining, as Hamilton now gaining on Alonso.
Alonso got himself all out of position, and he's struggling. Alonso's struggling with grip, all out of position. And this is going to bring Rosberg completely into play. We don't know who's going to be on the podium at the moment, but Alonso got too deep into 6 and 7 and found himself completely out of line. Just couldn't get the car back online.
There is Nico Rosberg making his way through turn 12 and joining in on the party. But by the time he gets up to the battle for second or third, will his teammate Lewis Hamilton be in second?
Alonso's tyres have gone. His tyres have gone.
Hardly surprising, given that he pitted on lap 39 for those soft compound tyres. So now, with DRS advantage for Hamilton, but not for Alonso. Has that Mercedes got the power? Has he got it under braking to dive down the inside? No, not on this particular occasion. The gap between Alonso and Hamilton, car lengths. The gap between Hamilton and Rosberg, 1.5 seconds. Hamilton would really like to get this move done on the inside now, and he can't. He can't get round unless he can switch through on the inside. No, Alonso positioning that Ferrari absolutely perfectly, and so now Nico Rosberg will be right on the rear wing of his teammate.
He will. That was a horrible lap, a 1:31 from the pair of them, which has brought Rosberg into play. And Alonso has no grip, but Lewis can't do anything. I don't think he's got that much grip himself, but what he needed back there was a Ricciardo lunge.
He's just said on the team radio, Lewis Hamilton, my tyres are dead, guys. Alonso's got no grip. Hamilton's got no grip. At the moment, Nico Rosberg's got a grip on the World Championship lead, and he's got better grip on the track as well.
And coming out of 9 there, Hamilton just spinning up the rear tyres. It'll be easy meat if Rosberg gets close enough.
So it's absolutely imperative for Lewis Hamilton, if he's to beat his teammate this weekend, that he gets past Fernando Alonso. He's got to try and put a car in between himself and his teammate.
This last lap, and this is why he couldn't afford to give up 2 seconds when he was told to let his teammate through.
Yeah, if he'd have done that, it would have been all over by the shouting, as Ricciardo now starts the final lap. Fernando Alonso started in second place. Lewis Hamilton started in third. Nico Rosberg in fourth. Could Rosberg actually be running out of time a little bit? Could he be going down the inside? Not quite on this occasion. Hamilton's going to have to position that Mercedes perfectly as Alonso goes into turn 2 ahead of Hamilton, of Rosberg. Rosberg trying to go round the outside like Ricciardo did. He's forced off the track by Lewis Hamilton. Was that too much? A brutish defence by Lewis Hamilton. Did he leave enough room? I'll leave you to call that in a minute, Martin.
Well, the stewards are supposed to be taking an easier view of these kind of things. He's got used tyres. He'll say, I just couldn't find the grip. I understeered wide. But he certainly didn't leave his teammate too much room there. But this is a World Championship we're talking about. And I don't see anywhere now that Rosberg can pass him unless Hamilton has a really terrible exit through the last corner, and that'll be assisted by the fact that Alonso's slightly further down the road.
Turn 12 might just be the one that Rosberg fancies, as well as a slightly heavier braking zone down the hill, and it's where Daniel Ricciardo is at the moment. Daniel Ricciardo, who took the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix with 3 laps remaining on that Sunday afternoon in June, who took the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix with 3 laps remaining on this Sunday afternoon in July, and who now comes to take the checkered flag and win for a second time in Formula One. Daniel Ricciardo wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso slides his way into second place with barely hardly any grip left on his tyres. Lewis Hamilton comes from the pit lane to take third, and a mighty drive from him this afternoon in Budapest. And his teammate Nico Rosberg, who wanted to be let past on a different strategy and never got the opportunity, has to settle for fourth place. Meanwhile, out on the track, the battles are still going on, and we're looking here at Sebastian Vettel ahead of Felipe Massa. Vettel, who almost careered straight into the pit wall, has recovered now to come home, and behind Kimi Raikkonen to take seventh place. Felipe Massa finishes fifth, Sebastian Vettel seventh, Valtteri Bottas comes home in eighth, and Daniel Ricciardo
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sensational. You deserve that absolutely fully. Well done. Well done.
the man who has never before scored a point or finished on the lead lap in Hungary, finishes in the lead and wins the Hungarian Grand Prix.